Spanish High Court jails two Catalan separatist leaders pending investigation. Madrid/Barcelona, Reuters. Spain moved closer on Monday to imposing central rule over Catalonia to thwart its independence push as Madrid's High Court signaled a hardening line by jailing the leaders of two of the largest separatist organizations, marking the first time senior figures in the secessionist camp have been imprisoned since Catalonia's October 1 independence referendum. The court ordered the heads of the Catalan National Assembly and the grassroots Omnium movement held without bail pending an investigation for alleged sedition. Prosecutors allege that the ANC's Jordi Sanchez and Omnium's Jordi Cuixart played central roles in orchestrating pro-independence protests that last month trapped national police inside a Barcelona building and destroyed their vehicles. Catalan Regional President Carles Puigdemont commented on Twitter, "Spain jails Catalonia's civil society leaders for organizing peaceful demonstrations. Sadly, we have political prisoners again," an allusion to past military dictatorship. The High Court also banned the Catalan police chief, Josep Luis Trapero, from leaving Spain and seized his passport while he is being investigated for alleged sedition over the same incident, though it did not order his arrest. In a confrontation viewed with mounting alarm in European capitals and financial markets, Puigdemont failed on Monday to respond to Madrid's ultimatum to clarify whether he had declared unilateral independence in a speech last week. He now has until Thursday to back down. In a letter to Spanish Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy, Puigdemont gave no directly answer on the independence issue, instead making a sincere and honest offer for dialogue between the two men over the next 2 months. In reply, Rajoy said Puigdemont's stance had brought Madrid closer to triggering Article 155 of the Constitution, under which it can impose direct rule on any of the country's 17 autonomous communities if they break the law. The Catalan government's campaign to break away from Spain has pitched the country into its worst political crisis since a abortive coup attempt in 1981. Thousands have demonstrated in the Catalan capital Barcelona and other Spanish cities both for and against independence. So far the crisis has been largely violence-free, except for the day of the referendum when national police assaulted voters with batons and rubber bullets in an effort to thwart the ballot. The ANC, which has organized protests of hundreds of thousands of secessionists in the past, called on Monday after the court ruling for peaceful demonstrations in front of the Spanish government delegation offices in the Catalan cities of Barcelona, Girona, Lleida, and Tarragona. The High Court ruled that Trapero, the Catalan police chief, would have his passport withdrawn but rejected a request from the state prosecutor for him to be held in custody while the investigation continues. Trapero is a hero to the secessionists after his force took a much softer stance than national police in enforcing the ban on the referendum. Prosecutors say he failed to order his force to rescue national police trapped inside the Barcelona building. Judge Carmen Lamerla ruled that there was insufficient evidence to detain Trapero but did not rule out doing so if more evidence became available. The Catalan government says 90% of voters in the referendum backed a breakaway, but turnout was only 43% as most opponents of independence in the region boycotted the vote, already declared illegal by Spain's constitutional court. Last Tuesday, Puigdemont stepped back from asking the Catalan parliament to vote on independence, instead making a symbolic declaration and calling for negotiations on the region's future. Madrid has ruled out talks unless Puigdemont gives up the independence demand. It had given him until 10 a.m., 08 GMT, on Monday to clarify his position with a yes or no, and until Thursday to change his mind if he insisted on a split. Following his failure to do so, a regional broadcaster said he also planned to ignore a final deadline on Thursday, suggesting that Puigdemont and his team were in no mood to follow Rajoy's game plan. Catalan Interior Minister Joaquim Forn said Article 155 would not allow Madrid to remove members of the Catalan government. The article's terms on direct rule, which has never been applied, are vague. It says Madrid can adopt any measure to force a region to meet its constitutional obligations, with the approval of Spain's lower house. The wording suggests this could include anything from taking control of regional police and finances to installing a new governing team or calling a snap election. Underlining the deepening crisis, some of the largest companies in prosperous Catalonia, which accounts for a fifth of the Spanish economy, have already shifted head offices elsewhere, and others are likely to follow if Puigdemont declares outright independence. Investors say a political split could undermine the economic rebound in Spain, the Eurozone's fourth-largest economy. Additional reporting by Raquel Castillo and Isla Bini, editing by Mark Heinrich.